What's up, dicks? It's a blue drake. Just one. Just one blue drake. And today, welcome to another episode of Blue Drake Steals Information from Other Websites. But in all seriousness, there isn't really that much information out about this currently. And I want to talk about it because unlike other, well, I guess, things that could happen to the Battlefield franchise, this is actually something I feel might relate to me. So let's dive deep inside, and I want to put out my 2 cents. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's going on with Battlefield. If you haven't heard, well, allegedly it seems as if Battlefield is going to be set in World War I. Yes, World War I, not World War II, not Vietnam, not My Little Pony universe, although a Battlefield My Little Pony would be the shit. I'd be about that. Just rip their heads straight off and then just drive a tank over them. But let's talk about why this is significant for me. First off, I'm pretty sure if they do go through with this, this will be one of the first games, if not the only game that isn't a mod, to have combined warfare in a World War I setting, as in tanks, planes. I mean, hopefully they'll do planes. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, biplanes and stuff. You're going to have the Red Baron sitting there dogfighting people. That sounds pretty cool. But here's the other reason that I'm really, really excited. Perhaps you guys have played the game Verdun, or at least I think that's how you say it. Maybe it's Verdun or Verdun. But let's take a look at Verdun, shall we? Verdun, well, it's not combined arms, but it is a game that showcases World War I, trench warfare. Fantastic game. Really enjoy it. Granted, it's not as pretty and not as large scale as some of the Battlefield games, but it's still pretty nice. And the great thing about the World War I setting is that it is intrinsically compatible with our community. And I'm saying our community because, as always, everybody who comes into this video who's never watched me before or doesn't like watching me is going to think that I'm talking about you. Well, I'm not. I'm talking about the DRK community. And we enjoy games that are a little bit more slow-paced, require a lot more teamwork, and a lot more of a methodical setting, as opposed to, you know, parachuting out of a plane on top of a crumbling building and then 360 no-scoping 5 people all at once. That's not really our style. And if Battlefield 5 really is going to be set in World War I, the reason that makes me happy is because I think that's going to make it a lot harder for them to do what they've been doing to the Battlefield franchise, which is making it a lot more frantic and a lot more run and gun. You can't run and gun in trench warfare. Hopefully you could, but you die. And if that's something that they're able to bring to the Battlefield franchise, methodical trench warfare in a Battlefield game with combined arms warfare with tanks and aircraft, on top of the fact that they already have pretty fantastic destructible buildings and whatnot, I could be hella on board with that. I mean, if it's Verdun with tanks and planes and destructible environments, please sign me up. Sign me the fuck up. So that's really all I have to say about this. I really, really hope that this is what is planned, because as opposed to modern warfare and stuff like that, having an automatic machine gun in World War I isn't something you can just keep on yourself. You actually have to set up in a position. You actually have to entrench yourself. You actually have to put yourself and leverage yourself into a good position to have a good overwatch on enemy positions. Those kinds of things are just what World War I is about. And I think it's going to be pretty hard to get away from that when everybody has, you know, bolt action weapons and, well, I guess trench guns and chemical warfare thingies. I don't know, but at the end of the day, if you're able to bring World War I into Battlefield, that might actually be a good combination. That might actually bring something new to the table, not just from an aesthetic, environmental standpoint, but from a gameplay standpoint. There is a lot of gameplay potential here that you could really change up and make interesting. Now, if they don't do that, that's really sad, and I'll be even more disappointed because it'll be a huge wasted opportunity. If they literally just make it so you're parachuting out of biplanes and 360 no-scoping with a machine gun that you normally couldn't lift with one person, and you just like that would be upsetting. But if that's not the case, and they really are planning on making a World War I game that is a little bit more methodical and actually represents trench warfare in a semi-realistic setting. I'm not saying they have to go all out and make it where you have to sit in a trench for like days on end. But if they at least make it a little bit more strategic and a little bit more slower paced, that would be my shit. I mean, I wish they would make it so the tanks were multi-crew. That's probably not going to happen, but yeah, I'll take what I can get. I will take what I can get. You know what I just realized, actually? You know what they might do? Oh, that would be terrible. Oh, that would be terrible. What if they made it so it was like Battlefront and the vehicles were collectibles? No, they wouldn't do that. Oh my god, would they do that? That would make so many people so angry. I can see that working for Battlefront, because Battlefront isn't really necessarily tiered towards gamers. It's kind of more of a casual game, and you can see that. It's hella casual. But in Battlefield, oh god, if they did that. Ooh. Oh my gosh. See, that's the problem here. I'm getting all excited with this potential, and if they actually go in the opposite direction, that'll make me even more disappointed than I would normally be. So yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. Let me know your comments and your thoughts, or don't. Fuck you. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I'm just kidding. I do. Or maybe I don't. I don't know. I'll keep you guessing, dick. But I have a feeling this isn't going to be called Battlefield 5. It might be called Battlefield 5. I don't know why they would call this Battlefield 5. Ooh, you know what would actually be really cool? You know, it would be really nice if EA finally brought back the goddamn naval combat features from Battlefield 1942. That would be really good. I don't know if you guys remember, but in Battlefield 1942, and this has not been done since. It really hasn't. Ships, I guess. There we go. In Battlefield 1942, you had large carriers that were completely player controlled, and you could do crazy stuff with them, and it was really awesome, the kinds of things you could do with them, because as opposed to most games today, which, you know, you just get in a carrier and you're just fixed to one position, that's it, which is kind of lame. In Battlefield 1942, it was one of the only games to actually allow every single player to walk across the bridge while it was moving, while a player was actually commanding the battleship. So you could have an entire server on a single battleship. You could have 100 people walking around on that battleship if you really wanted to. That was something that made Battlefield 1942, and still does, makes it really unique. Really, really unique. And it has not been replicated since then. I don't know why, because it really should have been, because that's fantastic. As you can see here, here's one person on a battleship shooting at a submarine. This was the kind of stuff you could do back then. I don't know why there aren't more pictures of people actually on the battleships. Here's a picture. Look, there you go. Hold up. View image. There you go. There's a guy on the battleship walking around. And they were like 1-to-1 scale battleships. They were huge battleships that you could land aircraft on, that you could have other ships on, that you could actually, like the landing ships. Where are those? These landing ships, as you can see, you could actually walk around on those ships, and those were attached to the carrier. So you'd start at the top of the carrier and have to walk down to the ship and then dismount while the carrier was moving, while the carrier was being controlled. It was really cool. If that was something that they were able to bring back, that would be really nice. I don't think they will. I don't know why they aren't. Here, look at this. See, there's the aircraft on top of the aircraft carrier. That's never been done before, or since. You've never been able to land an aircraft on another aircraft carrier that's player controlled, that you could have like 100 people on moving around that don't like clip through and die or something weird. It's crazy. Crazy. Okay. Well, that's it. Fingers crossed. I probably won't get any of the things that I want, and it's going to be terrible. But I want to at least dream. And if it doesn't happen, well, then fuck it. We'll just make it ourselves one day. Seriously, that's essentially what it's coming to. Our community is getting to the point where we're literally just building games. Like, we went back to Battlefield 1942, and we've been modifying it and creating new maps and content for it. And I don't know, one day if I get enough money, maybe I'll just hire a larger development team, and we'll literally just make a game from scratch, which does what we want. That nobody seems to want to do anymore for some reason, even though it's amazing. But, you know, hey, whatever. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. I've never played Battlefield 1943. Did Battlefield 1943 even have player-controlled ships? Hold up. Ships. No, it didn't. Why? Why wouldn't you have it? Did everybody just forget about how awesome that was? That was like the best part of the game. I don't know why everybody just forgot. They're just like, oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. See, I guess that was it. I guess they had the landing ships. Hold up. Let's see if we can find out. Google Adventures with Blue Drake. That's what should I call these? Google Adventures. Landing ships, I guess. Or carriers or anything, please. All right, so yeah, so there's no... See, that kind of stuff. I can't hate it. There's... So I guess that's the most you could get, is you could get these little landing craft, which I don't think you could still walk around inside. I don't know, can you? Or is it just like a normal ship where you... Yeah, okay. See, that annoys me. I also never really liked the gameplay of ramming people with a plane and jumping out of it. But that's just me. Could you imagine if this had mod support? Oh my god. Could you imagine if Project Reality World War II looked like this? Could you imagine? And had destructible environments like that. Oh my god. I would suck so much dick to make that happen. I really would. Like, I would probably legit suck a penis in order to get this for Project Reality. I would take one for the team. You think I'm joking? I'm not. I would put a dick in my mouth. I just want you to think about that for a second, okay? That's how loyal I am to wanting this to happen. Okay, so compare this to this. Where is it? Let's find a good one. Not a live stream. Here we go. Navy destroyer crew. Look at this. Look at that. Why have we not had this since? Could you imagine if Battlefield 1943 looked like it did and had this functionality where you could actually walk around on a carrier? Look at this. Look at how amazing this is. That's cool as fuck. Why has nobody done this again? This is so cool. And look, there's a little landing craft that you can actually get inside. You could jump inside of that. See, look, you can jump inside of it and walk around in it. You don't even have to like you don't even have to like, oh shit, oh, and it's sunk. That's crazy. That's crazy awesome shit. Why? Look at that. Look at that. I was just on that shit. Why? Why have we not done this again? It would be so cool. Whatever. Not a big deal. Can you just, like, seriously, imagine if there was a game like this that was actually, like, modern and looked pretty. That would be so cool if they did this for Battlefield 5. I know they won't. I know they fucking won't. But I want them to. I had trouble getting up on top of the nest, I remember that. Look at this, and you could get inside of the little crow's nests, and you could get in the machine gun positions on the crow's nest. You see those? You can get in those, and you could actually shoot at the planes that were trying to bomb our... This is so cool! Why? You know, it's actually, this game is starting to get so old that I bet some of the people that play Battlefield have never played this game and don't even realize that this was ever a thing. This is why we still play Battlefield 1942. I just want you to realize that. If this game, in its current state, and I'm serious about this, if Battlefield 1942 in its current state came out today as a fucking early access indie game on Steam, everybody would be shitting their pants. I want you to think about that for a second. Of all the because everybody's like, yeah, but it's an old game, it doesn't look as good. Of all the shitty early access games that look like complete crap on Steam, of all of them, and there's a lot, trust me, I know you guys love playing shitty looking games. I've seen them all. Of all of them, if this game, if Battlefield 1942 in its current state came out on Steam Early Access and nobody knew what it was prior, everybody would be shitting their pants. They'd be like, oh my god, you have an entire battleship that you can walk around on and man with your buddies. That is so fucking cool. And you can shoot down planes that are like bombing you and killing people that are trying to fix up the ship on the ship. That's fucking amazing. That's so damn cool. Look, here's me controlling the ship. And you can do even more than that. They have aircraft carriers. They have aircraft carriers that you can actually land aircraft on. That you can actually land aircraft on while it's moving and have the aircraft not like explode or glitch off. That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. Here, I'll actually show you. See if I can. There we go. Look. Here I am on top of an aircraft carrier. There's another big battleship that, yes, you can drive and shoot from, and it looks amazing. And there's an aircraft that I actually landed on the freaking carrier. Look at this. Why has this not been done again? Why have we not done this? Could you imagine if we did this and we had like the Frostbite engines like destructible environments, so you could have a carrier like this that I could actually move around and have things be destroyed on it? Like, seriously, imagine the Frostbite destructibility, and then you like land, and then you can blow up that tower, and you can just like blow it up and kill the crewmen inside. How fucking cool. Even if you didn't do that, it would still be, even if EA was like, yeah, that's not technically possible. Fine, I don't care. Then just do exactly what you did here again. Do this. Do this. Just do this. And I'm happy. Why not? Why can't you do this? Please. Please. Please, for the love of God. I don't care what you have to do. I don't care if you have to like maybe the carriers are like too detailed or something. I don't see how that could ever be a problem, but if that's the case, then dumb down the visuals a bit to make it so you can have player controlled battleships. Like, why? I mean, you obviously did it back then, and that back then when computers were even shittier. So I can't imagine that you couldn't pull something out of your hat nowadays. For real. Like, of all the resources that you have and how much more successful you are as a company, like infinitely more successful than you were for Battlefield 1942. I don't understand why this hasn't been a thing again. Please do this. If you're not already doing this for the game that's coming out in October, I understand. Like, I understand that you probably are too late in development to make that work. But please, just like in the next 4 years or so, please do this again. Please, I will suck your dick. I've made this abundantly clear. I will put a penis in my mouth if you have a contract that's signed and says put 1942 in the next thing, or like player controlled ships in the next game, please. Okay, we have a deal now. All right, that's it. I'm done. Look at this. Look at what we're doing. Like, seriously, we're literally going back to Battlefield 1942, and my community is like modding in extra things. For instance, like multi-crew tank support. So you'll actually have it so you can go through and you can actually like use tanks in different positions driver, gunner, as opposed to just having one person who's OP and uses everything. And then we're also putting in mumble support, so you have 3D positional chat. We're doing all of these things. Why do we have to do these things? We shouldn't have to do these things. Why? Why can't you just do these things? Why can't you just have a game that comes out that has positional VoIP and battleships? Please. Clocks! Okay. GG. Talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye!